And so he spoke, and so he spoke, that Lord of Castamere. And now the rains weep o'er his halls, with no one there to hear. Yes, now the rains weep o'er his hall, and not a soul to hear. Yeah, this is motherfucking Game of Thrones. So, hey everyone, it's Mike the Star Turtle, and I'll be reviewing tonight, or this morning, technically, since it's about a few minutes after midnight, the Wars to Come, season 5, episode 1 of Game of Thrones. This is a pretty good episode. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it was a pretty good episode. And right off the bat, we get introduced to a. Actually, no, sorry, backtracking a little bit. Almost forgot about. We got our first flashback right off the bat. Cersei visiting a witch. Spoilers again, just in case. I keep forgetting, guys. I always should put that in front of the videos in case, but I'll say it again. Spoilers. So Cersei, in her youth, with her friend, whose name I forget how old she's. They're like 11, 12, maybe. Flashback. They meet this witch over somewhere on the Lannister land in the middle of the night, or at least close to night, possibly dusk. And she sort of vaguely hints at Cersei's future, and hints that it's not going to be very, very good things. Which, yeah, I mean, anyone else could tell you that. That's why you don't fuck with black magic, and you don't. If someone can tell you your future, you refuse it. You don't want to know. The witch warned her. But yeah, we'll see how. I mean, most of it, what she said, pretty much is already going to pass. We'll see what happens next. I know a little bit of what might happen, but I won't get into that just in case you haven't read the books. But yeah, other than that, she's just as bitter and bitchy as usual. I'm actually kind of surprised she's that distraught over her father's death. I mean, like, I thought, I get after everything her father forced upon her, you'd think that she'd be a little bit happier than he's gone. But I guess she still loved him because he was her father. I guess what are you gonna do? Not much with Jaime, just like one brief scene with Jaime. He's obviously distraught, and I'm honestly not sure if he hates Tyrion for what he did, or if he's actually honestly he seems kind of conflicted. Like he's like right now, I guess he's thinking about the future. He knows a lot of people are going to take advantage of Tywin's death, and of course he's just being the same old bitch, not listening to him. So, what else we got? Well, we got to see Dany and Meereen again. Things, of course, are not going well. The what is it called? Are they called the Children of the Harpy? Loyal to the old ways before she came in and asserted herself as the new ruler of Meereen. And they're not happy. They murdered one of her and sullied. And admittedly, well done. For a minute there, I thought, is that Grey Worm? Like, did he get recast by? Because they're always recasting characters, minor characters in this show. But no, it was not him. It was some other Unsullied. Those are, like I said, it was pretty surprisingly like relaxing moment. Like interesting. Like he can't get it up because he has no balls. But he still like just likes to relax in front of a topless, like and sleep with a topless woman, and while she sings lullabies to him, which is actually kind of makes sense. What else are they gonna do? And then he just gets his throat cut. Didn't see that coming. That was a pretty effective scene. And right before that, too, there was some of the most impressive CGI we've seen on the show yet, with the statue of the Harpy toppling down in the Marine Pyramids. I just hope they didn't waste it all on that. Though we did, I'll get into it a bit. So you see some of the cool CGI. So now the people of Meereen want Daenerys to open up the fighting pits, the gladiator arenas. And this time, unlike slaves, they'll have free men fighting free men, which makes sense. And it's a compromise to some of the people who still like things the old ways, traditions. And Daenerys is still like, I'm a queen, not a politician. Like, even the greatest monarchs aren't immune to politics. You gotta play politics. Especially since he has, when her Rey ancestor came to Westeros, at least he had 3 dragons that he was totally in total control of when he. So she doesn't have control over dragons yet, so she still needs to play politics. Because right now the only people she has are the Unsullied, which are badasses, and the Second Sons. But they're not. It's not like she has an infinite supply of new recruits for either right now. So, her and Dario are still fucking. I guess I can't blame either of them. Dario, like, she's pretty hot, so why not? Why would Dario not want to fuck her? And she's got a lot of stress. She's a freaking queen, so of course she's gonna want to blow up some steam every now and then. So it makes sense. But yeah, I still don't. Actually, Dario did reveal a little bit of his backstory, how he used to actually be one of the slaves in the fight. But that was interesting. And then, of course, Danny goes inside to visit her two locked-up dragons from last season. And not surprisingly, they're pretty pissed at her for locking them up. I assume someone's feeding them. I didn't really see much. I did not like the very obviously set up jump scare in that scene, by the way. I thought that was cheap. They didn't need to do that. I guess they probably just did to save on CGI, because once we finally saw the dragons in the light, they were pretty well done, so... But she's... I don't know. It's like, obviously her ancestor tamed him, or not at least tamed to the point where they can ride him. So we'll see how she's gonna do with that. Maybe. But yeah, Tyrion and Varys over in the exact same place where Dany's story originally began, back in the first episode of season 1, when Viserys was trying to marry her off to Khal Drogo. I forget the guy's name. Varys' foreign friend, who briefly visited Westeros, and Arya saw him. And remember, Littlefinger made a casual reference that he knew what was going on, so Varys had to say his hand back in the first season. Like that. I know this guy. I actually just been rewatching the first season with a couple of friends who'd never seen it. And it was actually interesting. Like, rewatching the first season, there was a lot of cool stuff that I had missed the first time around. So this is one of those shows I'm trying to recommend you go back and rewatch if you get the chance. But anyway, Tyrion is understandably pretty much not giving a shit about anything anymore. He strangled Shae, he killed his own father, although his father had it coming, let's face it. But he was packed in a crate for, like, I don't know. They never really. The passing of time has never been entirely straight, and if you look closely, continuity isn't always entirely followed through with when it comes to certain people's travel time. It's supposed to take like a month to travel from Winterfell to Westeros. So I imagine by sea from I think Essos is the name of the whole continent across the nearest sea. I think Essos to Westeros is pretty. I bet to be at least a several month journey. So he was in that crate pretty much the whole time. Had to Varys had to slip him food in through the holes in the crate. Then Tyrion had to freaking pile his shit out of the holes. Then then Varys had to throw it overboard. I thought that was amusing and yet realistic. But yeah. Varys wants to basically try to recruit Tyrion to help get Dany back in power, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. I think we kind of already knew that because we've seen the trailers and the previews. I'm calling it right now. If he does actually meet Dany this season, it won't be the last couple episodes. I think I mentioned that in my predictions video, but I'm not going to get my hopes up with that because. Maybe it'll happen sooner. We'll see, but at least a few episodes. But I highly doubt it may not even happen at all this season. Like it might be the last shot of the last episode will be him meeting Dany for the first time and saying Khaleesi, and then cut the credits. I think it's gonna be something like that. But right now, Tyrion needs to get a little more motivated. Although he is. They are on their way. Took some convincing, but he is gonna go ride with Varys to find Dany and. He's going to keep trying to drink himself to death on the way, so he's not entirely recovered. But at least I love the scene where he's been drinking anything in months, at least aside from probably water. Then he shovels out a bunch of wine, or maybe not gulps down, whatever the proper term is. Then vomits a whole bunch of it, and then just starts gulping it down again without even caring. But like I said, he's been through. Yeah, you can't, what are you going to do? We got a brief reunion with Sansa. We got a brief reunion with Sansa and Littlefinger. I love how they're trying to get what's his name? the kid, John Aaron and Lysa's son, whatever the hell his name is, technically the Lord of the Vale, trying to get him to fight because he's been doted on by his mother all his life, and he sucks at fighting, and he'll never be a great fighter. But they're gonna try to do as best they can. That was funny, but he'll never be very good. Let's face it. Now Littlefinger and Sansa are on this secret mission to where I have no idea. I still don't give a shit about Sansa, but I'll make you see what Littlefinger wants to do. Got a brief reunion with Brienne and Podrick. Basically, just Brienne's kind of pissed after everything that's happened, understandably, and she just wants to be left alone now. Podrick doesn't really have any purpose of being there, but he has nowhere else to go, so of course he's going to want to keep with her. And almost forgot. We got a brief reunion between Sansa and her cousin she was fucking from the second season, Lancel, who we finally confirmed was the guy who kept egging Robert in the first season to drink more wine, which allowed the pig to kill him. So, and now he's turning religious. So, and he's trying to convince Cersei to go that way too. Like obviously, like he had any chance of success. And of course, we get to see Tyrells again, them doing their thing. Marjorie thinking about the upcoming wedding with Tommen, and what's her brother's name? Sir Loras, fucking men, because I mean, if that's what it was feeling that way, why not do that? So I'm not even talking about Dorne, which we didn't get to see any of Dorne yet. Probably see that next episode, but that was cool to see him talking to his lover, talking about just going to Dorne, because apparently nobody gives a shit about that kind of stuff at all in Dorne, which is how it should be. We didn't get to see Arya either, sadly, but she's probably still on the ship towards Braavos right now. Finally, the most important, probably the biggest thing that happened this episode, we're up there at the Wall after the epic battle. Stannis is a fair, respectable man, but he's still kind of he still worships Melisandre and all that Lord of Light occult shit, which I still hate. And he still takes. It was nice the fact that he really gave Mance Rayder a chance to try and bow, because he needed his army, and he respect Mance, and Mance respected Stannis. That was cool to see. But Stannis refused to kneel. He refused to let his army be a part of Stannis's while the wildlings remain free, or as much free as they can anyway. So Stannis had him burnt alive, and that was a powerful scene. Like, even though we didn't spend much time with him, it was still like watching him really try really hard not to scream, and then right when it looked like he was about to start screaming, Jon just took an arrow and give him an arrow to the chest and give him so he wouldn't suffer anymore. Which is, I'm glad somebody did that. I wish someone had done that to the witch when Dany Burger in the end of the first season. But yeah, and Stannis of course was probably a little disappointed in Jon now. But the thing is, Stannis took a little bit too much pleasure in like destroying his enemies. Like when he you could tell he respected Mance, but the second he refused, he was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna burn you alive now. Varys is right. Stannis is not the right king. But then again, who knows? Who the fuck knows? He still might surprise us at some point. I mean, Davos still has faith in him. But yeah. All right. I'm not sure there's anything else I'm trying to cover. All in all, a pretty good episode. I did not take part in any of the pirating of the episodes, the other 3 episodes that happened before it aired. I almost wish I did, but I think they're already off air now, so I'll be able to see them. I know some people are already reviewing next episodes, which I will not be. I'll be reviewing the second one after it comes out next actually probably around this time next Monday. So yeah, all right. Like I said, really good episode. Not the strongest so far, but a pretty decent season premiere. I'm looking forward to seeing how things progress from here. And I really hope we get some tie-ins to the game. Like we probably won't, but some tie-ins to the Telltale's game, which you haven't played. If you like Game of Thrones and you don't like, even if you don't like video games, play that game. It's an awesome game. Maybe I'll review that at some point too. All right, but I'm also about to run out of time, so like I said, good episode. And subscribe if you like my content. Check out the rest of my videos. Later.